We're going to have a look at the IOTA wallet, and I'm going to have a look at it on a Linux computer. Just first off, that I found the IOTA wallet a little bit difficult to use, and it is a little bit difficult. I'd say a bit too difficult for most people to use, but then again, IOTA is not for most people. The intention is to be used as a currency for Internet of Things, so smart devices talking to each other. So it is for tech savvy people to build apps. They'll have smart fridges, paying drones to fly to shops and pick up milk. It's very exciting. It's an underdeveloped project. It really isn't ready yet, but it's a really exciting idea, and I can see that there are more and more web developers looking at this going, this is so great, and ordinary people are just like, I don't understand why this is such a great tool, but it is a great tool. Despite that I had difficulty with the wallet, it has great potential. So you can find the IOTA website doesn't have great information either about how to use the wallet, but this is why I'm making this video, so hopefully it can help people who are as equally confused as I was. So you have to go to github.com/IOTA ledger /wallet /releases. There's the different downloads depending on what computer you have. Since I am using a Linux computer, a recent one, I'm using IOTA_2.3.0_AMD64.db. So I download the DB file and just install the package. And because I'm using Linux, they always ask me for my password when I install anything. I had previously installed IOTA and removed it, so I'm hoping that installing it a second time is going to work. And other than the obvious download the DEB, since I'm using Linux Mint, Mate, every other Linux Mint will have a similar thing, and of course Ubuntu machines will also be able to just search in the software manager. I forget what the Ubuntu one is called, but for Linux Mint it's called software manager. Whatever, you're an Ubuntu user, you should know what it's called. You can easily just, instead of downloading IOTA, you can just find it, install it, and I have it installed. So it's easy peasy. So anyway, so I close that. Hopefully you'll open with no errors. I've already tested this out, so which is why maybe, I don't know, a little bit apprehensive that might give me trouble. So far no trouble, it's worked. So here I can just type in the seed password. Okay, because I've installed this before, I already have my node configurations. Okay, so we open up for the first time, and it'll ask you for, would you like to open up a light node or full node? Full node was just a little bit too difficult to work out, so I went to light node. So when you set it up the first time, pick light node, and it'll ask you what server would like to be your host, and I use this one, HTTP whatever IOTA.bitfinex.com port 80, and on IOTA was it IOTA support.org. Sorry, IOTAsupport.com. You can get a list of other servers that you can use and that's the one I use. Bitfinex 80, and they encourage you to use the one that has the most highest milestone status, which is the top 4 maybe, or quite a few of them. You can pick, I just used the Bitfinex one just because I thought it seemed like to be more reliable. And so you save that. You can the other versions of the IOTA wallet, so the Android wallet, you can generate a seed for you to make up a password. The Linux version does not seem to have that. It does not have that. Okay, so if you're using Linux and it doesn't have the seed generator for you, you're gonna you can use it. Recommends that you use a password with 81 characters. So I picked the password with 81 characters. You can randomly open something like some sort of text editor just so you've got your password. I just randomly just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until it gets up to 80. You know what I mean? Because like this here will tell me when it gets to 80. Will it? Whatever. When it gets up to 80, then you've got your seed. It can only be Latin numbers or the number 9. So your seed can only be from A to Z and the number 9. Can't be any other numbers, can't be any special characters. Whatever your seed is, or store it wherever you store your passwords, because this is the most important password you have. It's because it's going to access your IOTA wallet. I recommend writing them down on a piece of paper. Okay. Okay, cool. So this has worked for me. Let's have a look at this wallet. So I mean, it's really a basic wallet. There's some questions there. Can I reuse addresses? So I mean, this is a really simple. It's a really basic wallet, and it's not really meant yet for people to be going to the shop and buying things or buying around. It's not meant to be Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's a completely different currency. It's currency for Internet of Things, which is why it's so simple. And if you check the website, there's tutorials, and there are developers building apps for it already. It's a cryptocurrency for Internet of Things. People, sorry if not explaining this right, because I keep making the mistake of making these videos in the afternoon when it's so hot and I'm starting getting deranged heat. So if you want to receive, to send is obvious. Put in the address, the amount. At the moment, the exchanges, when you buy IOTA from Bitfinex and other exchanges, it's actually, you don't buy one IOTA, you buy one mega IOTA. Yeah, 1 mega IOTA. You're always sending 1 million IOTAs, and you can put in the tag, whatever, and that sends. But if you want to receive, it gives you a new address every time. Receive IOTA, we have to generate a new address for every new transaction. The reason why you generate a new address per transaction is because the IOTA version of proof of work in the Tangle database is that instead of Bitcoin, where you have a miner who runs nodes and they confirm each block, each transaction confirms 2 other transactions. So there needs to be a new address for every transaction. So every time you send and receive IOTA, you use another address. This means that it should be able to make thousands and thousands of transactions per second, and it will be able to scale in comparison to Bitcoin and other. Bitcoin, obviously transactions take an hour, anything from 20 minutes to an hour, and we saw a week or two ago Ethereum crash. And so the IOTA solution is that you've one address per transaction. And this is a bit confusing, but let's see if we can work it out. So we generate a new address. The new address is being attached to Tangle, so we have to wait for the address to be a part of the Tangle network. We have our QR code that we can use, and we have our really long address. As you can see, that the address is, they're about 81 characters. They're all uppercase letters, and they have the number 9, and they don't have any other numbers other than the number 9, and they don't have any special characters like the seed address for the wallet. So some people were asking me, how come there's billions and billions of Tangle, right? And there's only 21 billion Bitcoin, but there's billions and billions and billions, trillions of Tangle. Well, they're already in existence, and there will be no more Tangle. In theory, that they won't create any more Tangle. So the amount Tangle, I'm getting Tangle and IOTA mixed up, which is quite funny. I'm getting IOTA and tangled. There's only a certain amount of IOTA in existence, so in that sense, it's deflationary. But IOTA, when you see IOTA on the exchanges, as I said before, it's actually usually measured in mega IOTA. And the reason why we want to have billions and trillions of IOTA in existence is because there's supposed to be thousands and millions of machines across the world using IOTA to make these transactions between each other, and that is why there are so many IOTAs in existence, and that is why we make an address per transaction. And this time around, attaching to Tangle is just taking way too long. Okay, now the address is attached to the Tangle. You can look at our history. It's not there. It doesn't come up straight on the history, but the other addresses I've used are now in the history. Okay. So we look at our address, click on it, copy it to the clipboard. And we look at our history. It's not there. It is there. Is it? No, it's not there yet. How bizarre is that? Okay, it is there now in our history. So the wallet is it's not the best wallet in the world. I'm not gonna say it's the best wallet in the world, but it's just like, you think it's a shitty wallet, but what it can do is actually quite amazing. It just looks fucking shitty. So there you go. These are the addresses I've used before, and it says here that it's pending, and this was freaking me out the first day. So what do you mean it's pending? It's not confirmed yet. This address gets confirmed after we send IOTA to the wallet. So looking at the time there, let's see how fast we can make a IOTA transaction. Okay, it gives me information about the other transactions. Okay, cool. Okay, so this works. So it took about 6 minutes. It took about 6 minutes. That address was confirmed. So the transaction was confirmed, and it's in my balance. And of course, it changes the unit, because now I have a giga IOTA. So I'm now content that I can use this wallet, and it's safe. So I'm gonna send it. No, I'm gonna receive again. Generate new address. Attaching to Tangle, and I do that process again. Okay, cool. So, as I was saying, it's a bit of an awkward, clunky wallet to use, and it's like, it's like this is my second time sending IOTA to my wallet, and I'm still a bit like uncertain that I do it right, but I've done it twice, and I'm gonna now do it a third time. So I am confident with it, but it's not the best wallet, but it's a great technology. And what we need to do to improve it is get more developers using it because it has so much potential. And that's that. I was making this when I was making this video. When I was making this video, it's kind of like, oh, I'm doing things live and off the cuff, and some of these things I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to work or not. Like, yeah, I wasn't really sure if it was going to work or not. So sorry if my video seems a bit shaky, but this is what I was trying to get the Tangler.org website to work, where you can search the addresses. It's again like I'm trying to show something I haven't done before, so it's this video's gone a bit wonky, and I'm not really bothered editing it too much. So if you'd like to support my cause, you can go to cheapest bitcoinprice.com. You can check out my YouTube channel, check out on Steam at steam.com/responsive, follow, vote, blah blah blah. I'm getting too tired. Yeah, there you go. That's showing how to use the IOTA wallet, which criticism, it's a bit clunky to use, but it does work, and it's a great technology, and now's a great time to invest in it. And when it gets popular, boom, moon time. Ciao.